Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This is the English translation of the Majlis of Hazrat Maulana Qamar Uzzaman Saheb Damat Barakatuhum, which took place on Saturday, the 24th of Rabi'ul Awwal 1446, 28th of September 2024. Hazrat Wala is saying that because this is so common, that people are affected by these types of trials and tribulations from the side of the makhluk, criticisms, etc. Therefore, I am going to read this article out to you. Allah Ta'ala bless us with the fuyuz and the barakat of this. So here, Hazrat Mujaddid Al-Faithani is writing an answer to the letter of one of his disciples, saying that you have written complaining about the criticisms and troubles from the side of the makhluk. Understand well that this in itself is the beauty of this particular category of people. Rather, it is the polish of their hearts. Therefore, how can that be a means of you becoming withheld, disturbed, and your heart and mind being clouded? In the initial stages, when this humble servant, Hazrat Mujaddid Al-Faithani, is writing about himself, when I entered into this particular place, then the criticisms and the troubles of people, the noor of it, came in the form of clouds, meaning so consecutively, one after the other. And the nature of this was that it took the whole matter from a low-lying end towards the high levels of perfections. You have written that at the time when all of this type of fitnas against you, troubles from the side of the makhluk, have become apparent, then you do not find any type of spiritual state and enthusiasm within yourself. So I am asking you, आखिर आपको क्या हो गया है? What has actually happened to you? That you are starting to talk like the common people. आवाम की तरह बात कर रहे हैं. चाहिए तो ये ज़ौक़ व हाल कहीं गुना जाते, and it actually supposed to be the other way around, that the ज़ौक़ and enthusiasm, the spiritual state, supposed to be increased manifold. So the mahbub, this lover or the beloved of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he is troubled, etc., he actually gets at that time more a sense of sweetness he's blessed with than even the type at the time of wafa, when people are corresponding with him. Allah Ta'ala is hal se ek shamma hi ata farma de. Now this here is a very high spiritual state. Allah Ta'ala bless us with a portion of that. Okay, let's continue. So here, Hazrat Wala is saying, so this is actually the hal and the situation of suluk and this path to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is not free from difficulties and troubles. आ सके गैर मेरे खाने दिल में कैसे के ख्याल रुख दिलदार दरबा अपना. How can anything other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ever penetrate my heart when the guard and the security outside the gate of my heart is actually the thoughts of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It just will not allow anything other than Allah to penetrate it. So when a person, we say in the terminology, qabz, he's withheld, he is on a spiritual low, etc. At that time there, he makes more taraqqi. So at that time there, you should continue, whether it is appealing to you or it's not appealing to you. You don't want to read. You don't want to carry out this wazifa. At that time there, you should continue. Allah Ta'ala bless us with understanding of this path to Him. So a person outwardly, he starts thinking that this is tanazzuli, I am going down, whereas in reality, that is taraqqi for him. That is taraqqi for him. So here, in another of the letters, Hazrat Mujaddid Al-Faythani is saying regarding the troubles from the makhluk, that there will be no way out for you other than tolerance and perseverance, making sabr regarding the troubles of the makhluk. And also there is no salvation from the troubles of near and dear ones, relatives and family members. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned that فَاصْبِرْ كَمَا صَبَرَ أُولُو الْعَزْمِ مِنَ الرُّسُلِ. आप सबर फरमाइए जैसे कि उलुल अज़्म रसूलों ने सबर किया. You also exercise patience, O my Habib, like how the other prominent Anbiya alayhimus salatu wassalam exercised patience. And do not be too quick to reply to what they are saying. So a person, I'm just going through this here, the Malfuzat here, reading through the lines. A person who's so used to the sugar all the time, where can he ever tolerate the salt? Whereas in the salt, there will be some great sukoon and peace for him as well. That person who has become a true lover of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so that person there, even though he has reached very, very high stages, but he should not be self-conceited. This will not be suitable for him. Rather for him, for this load, he should always adopt that of tolerance. So Allah Ta'ala has opened up a way for him to come out from there. That is actually rukhsat, when he leaves that place and goes away. But azimat, the higher level, is that a person continues there and he tolerates. Now at this particular time, on this humble person, this humble slave, weakness has become overwhelming. Therefore, I suffice just on these few words. Okay, let's continue. So yeah, our Hazrat Wala is saying that our Hazrat Maulana Tanvi, when it came to ta'aleem and tarbiyat, he enjoyed such expertise and perfection. What can we tell you about that? On one occasion, it was regarding Hazrat Tanvi, or it was Hazrat Haji Imdadullah. Somebody related to him this incident that took place at the feet of another sheikh. Somebody came to the sheikh complaining that, Hazrat, I've become a shaitan. At that time, the sheikh said in excitement or being out of control, said, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. That person there when he heard that type of an answer from the Sheikh, became even more disturbed. He stood up from there, he ran and he smashed his head against the wall, due to which he then lost his life and passed away. So here, commenting there, he went on to say, Sheikh Naqis Boad, the Sheikh did not himself reach the level of perfection. If he did, he would have said, no, not a problem. Nothing to really worry about. Listen, shaitan is also the makhluk of Allah. Allah created him. So that qabz and this hal that that person was overwhelmed and enveloped with would have then disappeared and went away. On one occasion, one disciple came to Hazrat Tanvi and he said that, Hazrat, what to do? I just don't feel like carrying out my wazaif and doing this and that and the other. Hazrat Tanvi then said to him, you know what? You should go into the gardens and go and take a stroll and a walk in the gardens. This would be good for you. Now, look at the answer that was given here. If it was someone else, they would have said, but you are lazy. You should increase the wazaif, this, that and the other. But the kamal that he had, he calculated, he put it together, he understood that this person more than anything else needs to give his mind a break. Therefore, he must go for tafri and go and walk in the gardens and look at greenery, etc. So this path is that of azm, that a person has to be resolute, and it is not for those who are feeble and have nazakat and sensitive, because they will then fall apart and fall away. Therefore, you should humble yourself. Imtihan comes. In fact, the ta'aleem that is given to a sheikh, the sheikh himself, what is his ta'aleem? When somebody comes to him, first he should check out that murid. He should put him through some type of exam to see how much of water he is in. How worthy is he to actually travel and walk this path? And then accordingly he should start loading on him, and if not, then the person who is in front of him, the person who he is dictating to, will pick up his things and run away. वो भाग जाएगा. कामयाबी तो काम से होगी, न कि हुस्न कलाम से होगी, जिक्र की इल्तिजाम से होगी, फिक्र की ihtimam से होगी. If you want success, success doesn't just come so easy with sweet talks, but rather you would have to do something. It will come. This success will come by you being steadfast with the dhikr of Allah and you being very, very particular and concerned about your islah. We are all in need of this here. The Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Anbiya, the Nabi himself, is not absolved of this right till the end. Rather, he is muhtaj and in need. On one occasion, in that time, we're talking about Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Saheb, the early days. Ice cream was not even so common. On one occasion, some person brought some type of ice cream or dessert to him. He hardly just took a little bit, a spoon, and then he passed it on to the granddaughter saying, you rather eat. If I eat, I will commit sin. Hazrat Ali radiyallahu ta'ala an, on so many occasions, denied his nafs, whereas it was so desirous of that sharbat and sweet cold drink. But he kept on delaying it for some many years. Yes, this is not for all, but it is good to hear it. Allah Ta'ala make it easy for us to walk this path to Him. On one occasion, a person came to the khanqa there to Hazrat Tanvi, and then he started with his own zikr and this and that. After some while, Hazrat Tanvi then asked him, that, what are you doing? He said, I started this zikr and that and the other. Hazrat Tanvi said to him, why have you started this year? Because I wanted to put you onto Qaida-i-Baghdadi, meaning Takhti. He wanted to empower him with that of knowledge. It was greatly possible that he may have not even known how to read Quran correctly, his Nazira. Now today what do we say? And what to do? This silsila and this pattern of writing to the mashayikh, even that has come to an end. Allah Ta'ala give us affinity and munasabat with this tariq and this path to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Allah Ta'ala bless us with fikr and concern for our reformation, fikr for the akhirat. This is also a great daulat and a wealth, that a person has concern for his reformation and for the akhirat. And this is why we go to the Buzrugane Deen. This is why we go to the Buzrugane Deen. And if we are going and we coming and we don't have or achieve in that time fikr and concern for akhirat and islah, then what are we actually doing? The purpose there is defeated. So here in another malfuz, Hazrat Mujaddid Al-Faithani is saying that you were asking me regarding these three which are the best. Number one, zikr nafi wa ithbat, to make the dhikr of the kalima tayyiba la ilaha illallah. Number two, tilawat of Al-Quran. And number three, namaz tule qunut ke saath, lengthy salat. Which is the best of the three? In answer to that, I am saying to you, nafi wa ithbat ka dhikr misle wuzu hai. That the dhikr of the kalima tayyiba, negation and affirmation, la ilaha illallah, is actually, the status of it is like that of wudu. And like the prerequisites of salat. So long as the taharat will not be correct, you will not be permitted to read that salat. And so long as the nafi, the negation, hasn't reached that of perfection, then faraiz, wajibat, sunan muakkida का अलावा जो नफल इबादात बजा लाएंगे दाखिल वबाल है. So that person who has not reached perfection when it has come to the negation, we're speaking about the kalima tayyiba, that certain level, then for him then to go into nawafil and all of that there, that will actually be a calamity for such a person. The example of which is like this here, that a person has wholesome, healthy, nourishing food in front of him. Then, so long as the sickness that he is suffering from is not removed, then whatever he uses from that type of nourishing food, it will actually prove to be poison for him. It will not work at all, because there is a rot, there is something inside there that has to be removed first. So whatever he puts inside would then be turn poisonous for him. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Saheb used to be so meticulous regarding the holy month of Ramadan. And then he would go on to say to us and to his family people, to the daughters, that is martaba mahroom nahi rahna, that this time here don't be deprived of the barakat of Ramadan. Allah Ta'ala bless us with true understanding of the fazilat and the great merit of Quran and Ramadan. I am asking you people also to make dua for me. Listen, the majlis is carrying on. However, we have to have concern for our islah. Ramadan is coming. Allah bless us with the fuyuz and the barakat of Ramadan and Al-Quran. Allah Ta'ala bless us with the essence which is that of taqwa. Like this, how we are carrying on. We are just in that gay or in that lane or in that place where we have been deprived so long. We have to see how we can achieve something. Ilahi, maqsood man, tuhi wa rizaye tu, muhabbat wa ma'rifat khud bideh. Oh Allah, you and your pleasure, that's my goal. Oh Allah, you are my goal. and your pleasure is my goal. Therefore bless me with your love and your recognition. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم بحرمة سيد النبي الكريم صلى الله عليه وسلم.